La Yashala, which means to Israel. Right. Imagine, which means to stand. Right. So I imagine, which means to stand, everybody. Rapani Hakudan, which means to face the east. All right. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shukah, Yahweh, Malak Watka, Taba'ah, Rakazaka, Hayah, Ashah, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Wala'ah, Taba'ah Nawa, Walasayawan, Nabal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, La Awalamim, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. The cock, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Babakashai, Nathanlanau, the cock, La Pa'ah, called Makalah. Wakar Manawat, Hakak, Latahar, Hamakazari, Hakak, Lahakim, Hamakim, Hakak, Arakawat, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, by Shemet Yahushai, Thawad Aman. The power in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Barak Manawa, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Saparim, Barak Bashem Yahushai, Thawad Aman. In the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Yasha'ala in the school. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waratasa, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayalawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yalawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shabamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayah, Yamyaka, Yamamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakakak, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, Akmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawatka, Mayatha, I will learn. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'ala shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damyalaka, Alta Karash, wa Alta Shakwa, Al Kayahana, Awabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al Amaka, Yarayamba, Savada, Wayata Yatazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Munakak Yadam, Magoya, Wala'aya Zakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kayata, Slaki, Kaya, Nawatazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Variat, Yakarakwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashama Alayam, Mawa'awa, Wagari, Kabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashat, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwai, Labaya Lawat, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadim, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabia, Barakol, Bayashwan, Nashimatwa, Bayanda Aura, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shathamwa, Nada, Ya Mawa, Kaira, Wakazabak, Wakazazormanai, Kornasia Kumwa, Ashor, Amara, Narashat, Lanawa, Af, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shathamwa, Kagogala, Kokwach, Lapunya Rawaka, Kaash, Tabaria Ira, Wakalaba, Talahat, Hari, Khan, Dardatma, Basaraka, Wabasu Wapatka, Talahum, Mala'a, Tanyahum, Kualawan, Wayapa Kwashwa, Shaka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayapa Hova, Ya'ai, Wayaka Parwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya Afa, Shaka, Yahawa, Labatka, all you want, all Kaharakasa. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up a head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Yahshua may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They have confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Israelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the habitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot Salah, doing to them as to the Midianites, as a Sisera, as a Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made the nobles like Orib, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zabah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession, O my power. Make it like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let us be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let us be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. ISUPK, power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth and all things living, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, like prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments are our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan nations, skinheads, Ponzi Kamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, and try to stop us to broadcast your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues hit the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with flying saucers to punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause this to be known by all that is the angels that have done this. Cause this to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. All right, Sar, let's be the turn. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Yeshabu, which means to be seated. All right. First things first, I do want to say Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham to the brother. Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alathab Hashem Yahushua. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatham to the brother. Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alathab Hashem Yahushua to the sister. All right. All right. So as you know, let me see here. All right, Most High in Christ. As you know, of course, this is ISUPK, Minnesota, otherwise Twin Cities. I am, priest and officer 5000, Maccabia. All right. And this is the Sabbath service. All right. Sabbath service, as you know, Sabbath means rest in the Hebrew. And this is a service where we go into the tradition of reading into our tongue meaning language, which is the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay, not the Yiddish, not the modern Hebrew that the Jewish, who's the Amalek, the white race, right? Not that Hebrew, not Yiddish. Okay, not the ones that have vowels in it, because ancient Paleo Hebrew has no vowels. All right, has no O's, has no E's, has no U's. This is where we get into our true language. If you are a so-called African American, Latino, Hispanic, North American Indian, or Native Indian, the reason why I say so-called is because we have tribes. If you are those so-called races of people, you are part of what is called the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right, African American, Mexican, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Seminole Indian, Native Indian, West Indian. Those things, those are not your true identity. That's not your title to who you are. That's not your tribe. Okay, but because of modern times, that's what people relate to. That's what people are associated with when it comes to someone's identity. All right, how to identify someone racially or ethnically. So, we are going to get into Exodus, the 36th chapter, all the way to the 38th chapter. All right. If anybody has any questions or concerns, you can type it into the chat. All right. That's what you can do. You can type it into the chat. We are not the Christian church, so you can ask any question that you may have. All right. So, let me see here. And of course, with this service, right, we are going to go into the ancient Hebrew. We are going to read 7 precepts at a time in the Hebrew, and then we are going to translate it into the English, which is the KJV Bible. All right, King James Version, which is the original, the most accurate breakdown of the scriptures. Okay. And again, if anybody has any questions or concerns, you can type it into the chat at any given time. So let's get it. All right. So this is going to be Exodus chapter 36, verse 32. Let me just get there with y'all. Okay. All right. And boom. All right. All right. Exodus chapter 36, verse 32. Wa kamasha, Varyakam, La Karashia, Tazalai, Hashanyath, Wa kamasha, Varyakam, La Darashia, Ha Mashakan, Layar Katayam, Yama, verse 33. Waya Aish, Ath, Habaryath, Hapayakan, Labarak, Bathawat, Hakurashyam, Man, Hakwataza, all, Hakwataza, verse 34. Wa'ath, Hakurashyam, Tazapah, Zahab, Wa'ath, Tobiatham, Aisha, Zahab, Bathiam, Labaryakam, Waya Tazapah, Waya Tazapah, Ath Habaryakam, Zahab, verse 35. Waya Aish, Ath Haparakath, Thakalath, Wa'argaman, Wathalayah, Shanya, Washash, Mashazar, Mayashah, Kashah, Aisha, Atha, Karabium. All right. So, like, y'all give me 1 second. Let me check something real fast. All right. Most high in Christ. Cool. All right. So, like, all right. Atha, Karabium. Verse 36. Waya'ash, La, Arabiah, Amawadia, Shatya, Wayatazapam, Zahab, Wawayaham, Zahab, Wayatazak, Laham, Arabiah, Adanya, Kasak, verse 37. Waya'ash, Masak, Lapathak, Ha'ahol, Bakalat, Wa'argaman, Wathala'ayth, Shanya, Washash, Mashazar, Mayashah, Raquam, verse 38, last verse. Okay. Verse 38, last verse. Wa'ath, Wa'ath, Amawatya. Oh, Amawatya wa. Kamashah, Wa'ath, Wa'tazapah, Ra'ash Yaham, Wa'kashak Yaham, Zahab, Wa'adan Yaham, Kamashah, Nakashat. And I think that's it on that one. Yeah, that's it on that one. All right. All right. So let's keep it going. So that was 7 verses in Exodus, the 36th chapter. All right. Okay. And actually, that was the end of that chapter, which we are going to go into Exodus, the 37th chapter next. But let's get into the English. So before we get into the English, right? I just want to give everybody a backstory. If you were not here for the last couple of weeks, we are still in the process of looking at how the temple is being built, literally brick by brick. When I say brick by brick, meaning that it's being built just from the ground up, because chapters later, it's been about more than 5 chapters. Okay, it's definitely been about close to 10 chapters already, if not, of seeing how detail-oriented the Most High ordered, Israel to decorate the temple, to build the temple, to build the Ark of the Covenant. All right, he's giving you details of the materials and the process. And why is all of that important? Because in order to understand our records, we have to understand the details of it. All right. It's not just simply like, oh, okay, well, they had a box, they built a house. It's literally like it's giving you the spirit of the work that was put into it. It's giving you the measurements. It's giving you the architecture. It's giving you the landscape. It's giving you the big picture of what we once had, what we don't have right now. Our Ark of the Covenant is not here. Our tabernacle, meaning our dwelling place, is not here. In a sense of like that holy temple that we once had. Now, what we have today is the Israelite school of UPK. This is our sanctuary. This is our temple. All right? And we are building it all throughout this entire earth. Because understand that the Most High had once took the truth away from the Israelites. And he gave it back to us in 1969. All right, before 1969, man, I mean, we were lost as hell out here. We were doing whatever we wanted to do. We created gods for ourselves. We created a way of life for our own selves instead of following the original blueprint from the beginning. That was the issue. That was the problem. And honestly, that's still an issue to this very day. Our main issue today is that we live a life that is lawless, that is very immoral, which is absolutely dangerous. And you find yourself in a bind, in a jam because of it. Okay? You find yourself in a jam, in a bind because of it. And you want to thank our oppressor for one, but you also want to thank our leaders who failed, the people that were once in power, who had the authority, who had the permission, who had the dominion on to direct our lives, to make sure that we watched our steps. But instead, they fell weak. And because they fell weak, everybody fell weak. Because that foundation was not as solid as it once was, everybody just fell. All right, they stood on top of something, or at least they thought it was something, and it came to nothing. All right, like one thing that you cannot do, you can't build a strong foundation on lies. You know, like in the Bible, we say, in the truth, in the ISUPK, we say you can't forget. Don't forget what you already know, right? The reason why we have to teach the way that we teach is because our people have forgot what they already know. Now, the thing is, we should not forget our culture, our customs, our tradition. But because of our disobedience and us constantly going through, captivity throughout different times in history, up until now, today, we forgot who we were as a nation of people. But now we know what it means to be another race of people. We know somebody else's culture. We know the culture of, drug addiction. We know the culture of being a thief. All right. We know the culture of being a criminal. Someone who lies, who takes, who bribes. Someone who simply, wants to unalive people, assault people in the most deviant way possible. We know what it means to be, a drug, not just a drug addict, but a alcoholic, someone who is a psychopath, sociopath. We know what it means to look like the people around about us. What I mean by that is all the other race of people. Okay. We know how vile and disgusting it is to be. That's not our way of life. All right. So that's pretty much, so I say all that to say that in these scriptures, right, with Exodus, the 36th chapter going into the 38th chapter, what you are going to find is how with this work that is being brought together, it is of the Lord. You got to ask yourself every day, what are you doing that represents the Most High in Christ in your people? Because that 4th of July, right, that had nothing to do with you nor your God, or better yet, it has nothing to do with the God of Israel. Because when you did celebrate the 4th of July, what was that, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, right? However, you were in worship of the God of that day, but it wasn't the God of Israel. And how do we know? Because already in Minnesota and all over surrounding places, people lost their lives. People ended up in the hospital. People lost their hands, their fingers. Those things that you cannot get back. And once again, if that day was really about your independence, why did you receive any harm? Like, why was there any harm? Why was there any pain and suffering? Why did somebody lose their life? If this is about your independence, why are you in a harmful situation? Because when I look at our victories in the Bible, when I look at Passover, when I look at the Feast of Dedication, when I look at the Feast of Purim, all I hear about is Israelite victories. And we did not lose, we won in every way possible. Meaning we did not lose our life. We did not lose our nation. We did not lose our integrity. We did not, our God did not forsake us. But on the 4th of July, yeah, that's a different story. On the 4th of July, you lost everything. All right? All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see. All right, Salaki, y'all bear with me. Give me 1 second, all right?
Yeah. Cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough on them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Kick the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with them. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snakes, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse an imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Send that hate, make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a Debbie cake. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a root. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Try to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick break. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one West, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm voting.
All right, here we go. All right, we back now. Salaki for that, y'all. So yeah, pretty much what I'm going over is Exodus, the 36th chapter, verses 32 to 38. And so yeah, pretty much what we're going over is I'm not sure if you watched Sabbath Service the last couple of weeks, but pretty much all these chapters is getting into the whole detail of how the temple was built, or pretty much how the tabernacle was built. Same difference. And also to the Ark of the Covenant, we kind of already went over that, but it's still going to mention it inside of the scriptures. But of course, if you have any questions, just let me know, all right? Oh, by the way, Salaki, sister sit on that side, brother sit on this side. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Yeah. All right. Also, if you want, there's water in the fridge. Y'all go ahead and help yourself out if y'all want. There's fresh water in there, cold. I know it's hot as hell outside, so shit, help yourself. All right, so so once again, this is Exodus chapter 36, verse 32. We already read into the Hebrew 7 verses. Now, another thing too I want to mention, right? So, a few chapters ago, it starts off speaking about Aaron and his sons, and how Moses had Aaron and his sons go to a certain place, and this place is where the temple was going to be built.
And with this place being built was going to be a sanctuary for the Israelites. All right. Like time and time again, the Israelites, we had a place, we had a home, but every time we disobeyed the Most High, we lost our home. All right. Just like today, people are always trying to find a church, always trying to find some place to go to call home when it comes to, the Most High. And the thing is, I mean, God is not everywhere. All right. God is not in the church. And we just saw that a couple of weeks ago. We literally saw a man, I forget, I think it was in Atlanta. It was in Atlanta. He was a famous brother. I forget his name. It's not Jamal Bryant. I know he's down there. But it's another man in Atlanta. He was literally on the podium, on the stage, and he was just talking and preaching. And out of nowhere, someone came up to him and started shooting at him. Now, luckily he did survive. But the thing was, the gun had jammed. Now, imagine if that gun never jammed. That would have been, absolutely horrible. Now, my thing is this, right? If God is really in the church, why would something like that happen? That's insane. Like all of my short years of being in the IHBK, I've never seen no shit like that. You know what I mean? Even if somebody did have an issue with somebody, you would go to them, alone. Like people get offended. All right, it happens. Understand that Black and Hispanic and Indian people, sometimes you will offend people. You know what I mean? It's best that you don't, but things happen. Sometimes you don't even know that you offended somebody. But understanding the scriptures, if somebody does offend you, you should do what the Bible tells you to do. Go to them and them alone. Don't go to the internet. All right? Because now you're going to everybody. When the Bible doesn't say that, it says to go to that person alone, the one that offended you. I mean, goddamn, did the entire internet offend you? Like, you should really, know how to operate and conduct yourself when it comes to things like that. Because that's our biggest problem in our own community. We don't know how to deal with each other. All right. Our response comes off, very wrong to the point where you end up losing your life, ending somebody else's, or you just end up, behind bars because of what somebody said to you. And it's very masculine as a man to know how to de-escalate a situation like that. And also too, a big thing is too, like maybe somebody did offend you, right? Or maybe they didn't. How would you know if you don't talk to them? Because if you let it fester and you just sit there and you're constantly thinking about it, that gives room for Satan to work overtime in your head, to put thoughts in your head that are not true. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you a perfect example, right? I've seen this 1,000 times. I've seen 1,000 times where a brother would come to me, be like, "Hey, sir, I heard so and so say this. Was that person talking about me?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" "Well, I was going through this and I was going through that, but everything that they're saying, it sounds like they're talking about me." I'm like, "Well, have you talked to that person to see? I mean, it sounds like you offended. If you offended, you shouldn't be talking to me unless I was the one that offended you. But however, you should talk to that person. Otherwise, I don't want to hear about it. But however, you should go talk to that person and just see. But you got to be very careful because Satan works like that. Everything can be cool, everything can be fine, but you got a brother or you got a sister who's low key just got something in their mind and they're not saying getting off their chest. So you got to be very careful because that's dangerous. That can affect any and everybody. All right, as far as the brothers and sisters around you. And what's also good about the scriptures too, but I'm going to get back to it. What's also good to know is that, okay, whatever you do, you are not an individual, right? Like Black and Hispanics have to understand whatever you do, it affects everybody. So, like for example, right? Let's say that me and you never met, you never knew each other, right? But whatever I do can affect you, and vice versa. And how do we know? Because every time a Black and Hispanic person is on the news and he has done something where it affected another community, now there's outrage. Like, for example, the brother Carmelo Anthony, who unalives, you know what I mean, a devil in self-defense. And I'm always going to say that it's self-defense because all the facts points to that. And I'm not just saying that because he's one of us. I mean, if you're wrong, you're wrong, and that's that. I don't stand behind anybody being wrong. You know what I mean? It's about righteousness and justice. Everybody deserves justice, okay? Now, however, that brother defended himself. And all the facts point to that. But because of the hatred of that brother, you know what I mean, and the fact that, you know, it was a nigga that unalived, you know, a kind, sweet, you know, pretty white boy. Now it's an issue. Now it's a problem. So now the attack is on Black people. And you see it all over social media. All right? Now, to this day, like every year around George Floyd's, you know, his memorial of his death back in May, I believe May 25th, right? Is when he died 5 years ago. There's always a mockery of this man. And on top of the mockery of George Floyd, there's always an attack on Black people. Now, George Floyd died because of his you know, not just because of his devices, but more importantly, the brother died because the Lord was not with him. And that's something that everybody should understand. When things like that happen, when we get unalived by the police, when we die because of drug addiction, simply the Lord was not with you. All right? And because of that, it puts a stain on us. Our enemies look at us and they laugh at us. Remember during Passover when Pharaoh and his men said, let's deal wisely with the Hebrews, because they were waxing in number, meaning that we were growing at a good number. And the fact that the Most High was dealing with us, they didn't want no smoke. But they did say in that same chapter, when they are not serving the Lord, I'll paraphrase it by the way, when they are not serving the Most High, then let's pursue them. Meaning let's attack, let's conquer them. And that's what happens all the time. The moment that you leave the Most High's protection, the moment that you go outside of what is righteous, what is right morally, then that's when you become an easy target for your enemies. Always. You know what I mean? You got a question?
No.
Oh, come. You know what I mean? Like that's what happens. It's that simple. You know, it's always. I find it funny, right? Where you know, you got a drug dealer. He says, you know what? They got locked up. They're dead. They got robbed, right? But me, it's going to be different. And it's a very poor way of thinking, because what are you going to do that's going to be better to where you're not going to get caught, to where you're not going to be unalived? Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. For the wages of sin is death. You know what I mean? So it may not happen today. It may not happen in the next 5-10 years, but sooner or later, as you continue to do the thing that you're not supposed to do, it's going to catch up to you. And that's evident with anything. If you have no business doing something, it could be the first time, it could be the 90th time, it's going to catch up to you. Like one thing that you cannot escape is punishment. But of course, you know, I mean, now you can praise the Lord, you know, that the Lord is going to be with you, but I think that's absolutely insane. To ask the Lord to be with you in a crime, something that's unrighteous, like that is stupid. It's better to ask the Lord to help you with that problem, so that way you can just receive rewards versus, you know, punishments. You know what I mean? So let's get it. But otherwise, if you have questions, just let me know. All right.
Gotcha.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the English. Let's get going. This is Exodus chapter 36. Verse 32. And by the way, because this is so detail oriented, we're not going to break every single thing down. But I'm just going to, you know, talk throughout it. All right. Because it literally is going to explain, like, you know, the curtains, the the wood and this and the third. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, it's a little bit behind. There's a little bit of spirit behind. What all this is, but it's not kind of like a parable in a sense. You know what I mean? So let's read Exodus chapter 36, verse 32. And 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the tabernacle for the sides westward. So once again, this entire chapter is simply breaking down the details of the materials that is inside the tabernacle. So once again, the type of material of the chair, the table, the wood of the staff, the type of iron that is for, the sword, so to speak. Like, it's literally going to break all this down. It's going to give you measurements. All right. So for you brothers and sisters out there who are, who work in construction, you may understand what's going on here. Verse 33. And he made the middle bar to shoot through the boards from the one end to the other. Verse 34. And he overlaid the boards with gold and made their rings of gold to be places for the bars and overlaid the bars with gold. Verse 35. And he made a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen with cherubims made he it of cunning work. Verse 36. And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. So now what's happening is speaking about now shittim wood is a very common wood that you may see every single day. Like, for example, I don't think this table is shittim wood. It's a little darker. Let me see. Shittim wood is more like. Go ahead.
I don't know which version of King James this is.
Mm-hmm.
All I say New King James. Okay.
Oh no,
it says acacia wood.
Say it again.
In this version, it says acacia wood.
Oh yeah, it's an ACAIC. Yeah. I don't know why it says that. Yeah, that's the wrong one. But shittim and acacia is similar, but it's not exactly that. But I was gonna say, did you want this 1611?
Yes. Sir.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you go with the Roman numerals. You know what I mean? I used to be, but I forget that shit. Yeah. So like we're at verse 36 right now. Okay. Yeah. So shittim wood. Like, I'm gonna give you an example of how that looks. All right. Let me see. Some popular. Like I was gonna say, it's a tree that we see all the time, but okay, yeah. Shittim wood is that, it's like, for example, have you ever been to a cabin, right? You been to a cabin? So in a cabin, have you ever seen like you have like a wooden table, but like it's like raw to where it doesn't have like any glaze or like wood polish to it. That's shittim wood. It's like, it's raw and it's raw. It's kind of like pretty much undone, but it's like it's all together. But it's not. There's nothing to make it look all pretty. You know what I mean? It's just raw cut wood. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much a little darker. All right. So like, for example, it's gonna be dark, look like the walls. All right. So verse 36. And he made thereunto 4 pillars of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were of gold, and he cast for them 4 sockets of silver. 37. And he made an hanging for the tabernacle door of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen of needlework. So he's talking about the entrance of the tabernacle. Okay, like, for example, you know those you know how you go into certain establishments and you know how our fringes are long, but it's kind of like you walk into an establishment of like kind of example like the hippies. It kind of got like the beads, and it's like long. Yes, it's pretty much explaining that. All right, because we definitely had interests like that. Verse 38. And the 5 pillars of it with their hooks, and he overlaid their capiters and their fillets with gold, but their 5 sockets were of brass. Now also too, these materials that we are reading about are very expensive today. All right, like the Most High was someone that went all out, and what's very important about that too is, okay, my thing with fake Israelites is this, right? Is when they read these scriptures and they try to mimic what's in the Bible, it's a half-assed job. I never understood that. It's like if you are going to make scrolls out of wood, right? Get the best quality. Don't get something that's going to snap any minute. You know what I mean? If you're going to get a menorah, you know, like get something that's going to be sturdy, something that's going to last, like something that has value to it. Don't get like a plastic ass chalice. Like that. That's not something that the Lord is going to accept. I mean, the Most High asks you for your best lamb, and you give him one that's filled with disease. Like how disrespectful, you know, can you be? And that has happened. We have seen many examples of that. For example, Cain and Abel. I mean, what did Cain give the Most High? Garbage. Something that's for the pigs. All right, like come on, man. You know, it's like you give a brother some food, but you ate half of it. Like, goddamn, like, I mean, you said the brother said he was hungry, and you said that you had some for him, but you give him half-ass a meal. You put your mouth on it. You drunk half of the drink, everything.
Got your hands on it, like.
Yeah, you got your hands on it. Like, come on, man. like it just doesn't make sense. Like when it comes to the Spirit of the Lord, things have to be perfect. All right, things have to look professional. It has to be, you know, it just has to look presentable. You can't be half-assed. And also too, like I'm not a big person who gets into conversation when it comes to fringes, like most people do. But I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, I'm outside. No, actually, I'm leaving Sabbath service. I'm going downtown St. Paul to go home. And of course, you got these fake Israelite groups out there. I ain't gonna name them. I don't want to give them, you know, too much light. But they are outside with shorts on. I never knew that to be the protocol in Israelite history at all. And you got fringes on a white beater. You are naked outside. You know what I mean? Like as a man, you are supposed to have a white beater is an undergarment. It's not a regular shirt that you just wear outside. All right, it is an undergarment. Okay, just like for women, leggings is not a regular wear. It's undergarments. That's what it's for. All right. Because you are still showing too much skin. You are still technically naked. All right. So my thing is this: like y'all out there preaching the word of God, and y'all got fringes on a white beater. Like, goddamn. And this may sound goofy, but there's somebody online on Facebook who sells fringes on their pajamas. Which, once again, there are rules to everything in the Bible. You are not supposed to put fringes on any and everything. There are rules on what you should or should not put it on. And pajamas is not it. A white beater is not it. Shorts, absolutely not. Like, come on, man. And once again, if you had the truth, you would know what you should and should not do. All right? Because exactly how those fake Israelites are doing what they're doing, that's what the Jewish man does. All right? Like right now on Shein, they are selling these drape-looking these drape-looking fringes. What is it called? Start with a T. Tassels? It's not tassels. It's
No, maybe.
Yeah. It's something. It's not fringes, but it's kind of like it looks like fringes, but it's not the right material. And it's just like it's pretty much kind of like your like how they're selling on Shein. It's like your Israelite starter kit. Pretty much, you know what I mean? And the shit looks goofy.
It's like a Halloween costume or something.
Pretty much, yes. It's not. It doesn't give the spirit of a warrior. It doesn't give the spirit of what you would see the prophets were wearing in the Bible. It's just like somebody just put it together and threw it on and like, hey, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You know what I mean? It's stupid. All right. Let's keep going on that. Let me see. That was what, verse 38? All right. So let's get back into now. Let's get into Exodus 37, verses 1 through 7. All right. All right. So, and this is going to be in the Hebrew. So yeah, I'm just going to read through it. All right. Also, too, I was going to say I do have an app. It's called it's a Hebrew app where you can actually read and follow along with the Hebrew.
What's the name?
You got an Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
It should be Hebrew, Greek, interlinear. I actually, you know what? I'm just going to share it too. Yeah, let me go ahead and just do that. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. No, you type it into your phone. It's called Hebrew, Greek, interlinear Bible. Yeah.
Interlinear Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it for sale or free?
Say it again.
Is it free or for sale?
It should be free.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time I checked with other brothers, that I was told it's free. Yeah, I got a Samsung, so mine is free.
Yeah, maybe you should text it to me because there's a couple different ones.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Otherwise, how about this? You can go on to. You ever been on a Blue Letter Bible?
No.
I got you. I got you. Give me 1 second. Blue Letter Bible is another one. A good alternative. It's a website.
What about Greek reversible interlinear?
I don't think that's it. How's the picture? Like, it's the
Something like this.
it's a pit. Let me see the picture.
GR.
No. I did try to download that one. That one was wrong. But I got you. Let me see. Exodus 30, 36, no 37. Boom. Okay, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's gonna take me a second to find it on a Blue Letter Bible. But yeah, let me go ahead and just read this real
I
fast.
found a Blue Letter Bible.
You got it?
This app, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you got that, if you type in like if you're looking at any book, chapter or verse, there should be something called lexicon. I think it should be a way to where you can translate it to the Hebrew. Yeah. So. Otherwise, we do have a Tanakh up here as well. It's up to you though. But otherwise, let me go ahead and get into this real quick. I don't want us to be in all day. Exodus chapter 37, verse 1 reads, Waya'ash, Batazal, Ath, Harak, Itaziyah, Shathium, Amathium, Wakataziyah, Arakwa, Wa'amah, Wakataziyah, Rakabwa, Wa'amah, Wakataziyah, Kwamathwa. Verse 2. Wayatazapawa, Zahab, Ta'awar, Mabayath, Wa Makawataza, Waya'ash, Lazar, Zahab, Sabayah. Verse 3. Wayatazak, Allah, Arabai, Tabayeth, Zahab, Al, Arabai, Haimathua, Washathia, Tabayeth, Al, Tazaliwa, Hakath, Wasathia, Tabayawath, Al, Tazaliwa, Hashanyath, verse 4. Waya'ash, Batya, Itazayah, Shathium, Wayatazak, Atham, Zahab, verse 5. Wayaba'ah, Ath, Habatyim, Batazabayeth, Al, Tazaliath, Harak, Lasha'ath, Ath, Harak, verse 6. Waya'ash, Kaparath, Zahab, Tawar, Amathium, Wakataziyah, Arakah, Shalaki, Wa'amath, Wa'amah, Wakataziyah, Rakabah, verse 7, last verse. Waya'ach, Shunya, Karabiim, Zahab, Makwasha, Aisha, Atham, Mashunya, Quatazawath, Hakaparath, and that's it. All right, so let's get back into the English. So once again, the reason why we are reading 7 verses at a time, going into the Hebrew and then going to the English, is because anytime that you are speaking in a different tongue meaning language, right? Anytime that you are speaking any language, more than one, you want to make sure that you translate. Speaking in tongues simply means speaking in different languages. All right, what you see in a Christian church is not tongues. It's just bullshit. That's it. All right, it's simply bullshit. It has nothing to do with God at all. It's really a demon on it, if you ask me. All that shaking around and gyrating on the damn floor, it's just a demon. It's just a show, okay? The Christian church is just a big concert that you go to every Sunday, all right? All right, so this is Exodus chapter 37, verse 1. Actually, so do you mind reading it for me?
Yeah.
Go on.
Chapter 37, verse 1 in English.
That's right.
Exodus chapter 37, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The ark, the mercy seat, and the cherubims, the tables with his vessels.
Wait, is that Exodus 37 and 1? It should say in Bezalel.
37, right?
37, yeah. Exodus 37? Oh, it's right there. Did you see that big A? It's right
okay,
there. Yeah, you got it.
Yep, that's right. Oh, okay, I was up above.
No, you're fine. Trust me, I did that before too. Once again, I still gotta get more acquainted with that because I'm so used to just sticking to the regular. But no, you got it. Go ahead.
And Bezalel made the ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half was the length of it, and a cubit and a half the breadth of it, and a cubit and a half the height of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he overlaid it with pure gold within and without, and made a crown of gold to it round about.
Now, once again, this is the Ark of the Covenant. Now, today, do we know where the Ark of the Covenant is? Not exactly, no. But you are going to have people on the internet who's going to tell you where it's at, which is absolutely incorrect because no one can really confirm, if it's really the Ark of the Covenant, right? And in the scriptures, it does speak about it multiple times, not only just in the book of Exodus, but another book will be Jeremiah, but it doesn't necessarily pinpoint where it is today. Okay, but however, the Ark of the Covenant is just simply, so just to give you an idea, do you remember in school, some people had this in school where you had a time capsule, all right? You had a time capsule where you pretty much had like this rectangular box, and you put things in it that you're going to revisit maybe 10, 20 years after you have graduated school. Years once you have probably made it into college. And the purpose of a time capsule is to hold, pretty much like valuables. And the Ark of the Covenant, the Ark of the Covenant has our valuables, the things that represent our culture, our heritage, our nation. Okay. For example, right? I believe some things that were mentioned at one point in time would be like the menorah, otherwise in the Hebrew, the menorah. Why is this very important? It's because the 7 candlesticks represents the 7 schools, or otherwise churches, is what the Bible says, that were established by Paul with the authority and permission of Christ. Okay, and there's many things. Of course, our shield. All right, our shield is a signature of our nation. Now, this is Dawadah, which is King David's name, but we wear this as a badge, not because we worship it, but we wear it as a badge because it represents the nation of Israel. Okay, so when you see this, you know who that is, who these people are. All right, it has nothing to do with games. It has nothing to do with any witchcraft whatsoever. It's literally ancient Hebrew. It's the Wadah. It's 3 letters. All right, that are combined together that makes this symbol. People are too big on the shape and not understanding where it comes from, the true history of it. Okay, keep going.
Exodus chapter 37, verse 3. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners of it, even 2 rings upon the one side of it, and 2 rings in chapter 4. And he made staffs.
Staffs. Staff is going to be like a stick.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He made staffs of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold. And he put the staffs into the rings with the size of the ark to bear the ark.
So now what that means, right? You have a box, okay? Like for example, actually, yeah. So the box will be right here in the middle, right? And these are the rings. And inside of the rings are going to be the wood, and you're going to pick it up, all right? So if you watch ancient movies, you're going to see shit like that. You're going to see like, or better, yeah, I'll give you a better example. When you have a prince or a princess, right? And they are sitting in what is called a chariot. A chariot is 2 things. A chariot is when you have a horse, and the horse is pulling, this box with wheels. All right. You know what I mean? It was our old school vehicles. Those are chariots. Also chariots that live or that are in the sky. Okay. So-called UFOs, right? So just think of that. And then, like in India or like in other places where they have princes and princesses. Go ahead.
So what this is explaining is gold rims or gold tires, like wheels.
So yeah, wheels. Yep, it'll be wheels. That's correct. Yeah, or rims. I mean, how we say it would be rims. Yeah, right. Rims and wheels are the same thing. You know what I mean? They both roll. You know what I mean? So yeah, so those 2 sticks is pretty much like when you those 2 sticks are pretty much in between that that box to where it can be lifted up. Okay, and once again, it's all decorated. It's at the inside and the outside. And this is shittim wood. This is not any type of wood. This is very good quality type of wood. All right, keep going.
Okay. Exodus chapter 37, verse 5. And he put, who's on verse 6?
6.
Verse 6. And he made the mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half was the length thereof.
Right. So it's giving you the measurements. Keep going.
And 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof.
Now a mercy seat, right? So a mercy seat is this thin. A mercy seat is something that sits on top of the Ark of the Covenant, which is pretty much a lid. All right, it's a lid that pretty much covers the top of this Ark of the Covenant, which is like a box shape. Okay, so yeah, so keep going. So think of a box, and it's a lid. The mercy seat is the lid that covers the top of the box. Keep going.
And he made 2 cherubims of gold, beaten out of 1 piece, made he them, and the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Now,
a cherub or cherubims are pretty much statues of angelic beings. So think of a statue of 2 angels sitting at one side and the other side. Why is that very important? It's because the Ark of the Covenant was so precious and so valuable. Those statues, the purpose of a statue a lot of times, or like a scarecrow, was to scare off things or people. And it was a sign of defense or security for something. All right. What's the monument that's at DC? Is it Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, kind of.
So it's not necessarily a statue, but you got these big ass pillars. All right, you got these pillars that surround Abraham Lincoln statue. So think of something like that. All right. Keep going to verse 7.
Oh, verse 7 over.
Mm-hmm.
And he made 2 cherubims of gold.
Well, I'm sorry, you already read all of it.
Verse 8. Okay, verse 8. One cherub on the end of this side, and another cherub on the other end of that side.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the mercy seat made he the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof.
Okay, actually, you start right there. So that was 7 verses. So we're going to go back into the Hebrew, and then we're going to go back into the English, all right? So this is Exodus chapter 37, verse 8. Karawah, Akkad, Makwataza, Mazah, Wa Kawara Akad, Makwataza again, Mazah, Man, Hakaparath, Ashad, Ath, Hakarabian, Mashanya, Kwatazawa Athwa, Kwatazawath, Yawa, verse 9. Waya Hayawa, Hakarabian, Harashia, Kanapium, so like this tongue twister right here. La malaya, la mala. So like la mila, sasakium, ba kanap yaham, al, ha kaparathwa, panyaham, ayash, al, akyawa, al, ha kaparath, hayawa, panya. Hakarabium, verse 10, Wayash, Ath, Hashalakan, Itaziyah, Shatium, Mathium, Arakwa, Wa'amat, Rakabwa, Wa'amat, Wa'kataziyah, Quamathwa, verse 11. Verse 11, Wayatazak, Atha, Zahab, Tawar, Wayash, Lazar, Zaab, so like Zahab, Sabayah, verse 12, Wayaash, La'ab, Masakarath, Sapak, Sabayah, Wayaash, Zar, Zahab, La Masagarathwa, Sabayah, verse 13. Wayatazah, La'ah, Arabai, Sabayah, Zahab, Wayathan, Ath, Ha-Sabayah, Al, Arabai, Ha-Pa'ath, Ashar, La Arabai, Ragal Yawa, verse 14, last verse. La Imath, Hamasa Garath, Hayawa, Ha-Tabayah, Bathium, La Badium, La Sha'ath, Ath, Hashalakan, and that's it. All right. Now, actually, if you could just read verse 8 one more time.
Book of Exodus, chapter 37, verse 8. One cherub on the end of this side, and another cherub on the other end of that side. Out of the mercy seat made he the cherubims on the two ends thereof. Keep on.
Yeah, come.
And the cherubim spread out their wings on high and covered with their wings over the mercy seat, with their faces one to another, even to the mercy seat were the faces of the cherubims.
All right, once again, there are statues of these cherubs, and how you know it's angelic is because of the wings. All right, it's not butterflies. These are statues that look like men. All right, they have a body, have a face, appearance of a man, but however they have wings. And once again, and those wings are a defense, our security. Okay, keep going.
Chapter 10, and he made the table of shittim wood. 2 cubits was the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof.
Right, so I'm not going to dive into, how the measurements were. Just understand it's in there. All right, if you're someone that's good with measurements, there you go. You'll get the big picture. All right, keep going.
Verse 11, and he overlaid it with pure gold and made thereunto a crown of gold round about.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12, also he made thereunto a border of an handbreadth and round about, and made a crown of gold for the border thereof round about.
Right. So it sounds like a headpiece if you ask me. Keep going.
And he cast for it 4 rings of gold, and put the ring upon the 4 corners that were in the 4 feet thereof.
Right. So once again, they're still adding to this Ark of the Covenant. They're still adding to the cherubs. All right. So it's giving you detail by detail. Keep going.
Over against the border were the rings, the places for the staffs. Because It's like it.
Staffs, you right.
In this book, it say STAUES.
Yeah, staffs.
Staffs.
Yes.
To bear the table.
Right. So yeah. So now, okay. So we ain't got it right now because one of our staffs had broke. So okay. You see this coat hanger? You see how long that is? So imagine those hooks were not on there, right? That's how long our staffs usually are. And the thing is, you will have them on the side of the wall. You know what I mean? Because during Sabbath service, you'll grab it. You'll grab it like this, right? Oh yeah. So you'll grab it, both of the staffs, and you put it like this. So it will be myself as a priest. I'm priest number 1, and then there'll be another priest up here, priest number 2. We'll do this with the staffs, and we'll call up a brother like you or your son, and y'all come up and y'all sit in the middle to read the Hebrew. All right. And so, and the purpose of the staffs is for, a lot of things. Some people might have bad knees, need a staff. A staff is no different than a cane, so to speak. You know what I mean? It just, instead of the curve, it's just a long stick. All right. And so, yeah. So when it talks about the rings, there's something in the wall to where it holds the staff from falling over. All right. So yeah. Is that it on that?
Yeah, 14.
14. All right. So that's 14. That's 7 again. Let's go to verse 15 through 21. But let's go into the Hebrew. All right. Let me see. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. So Exodus chapter 37, verse 15. Waya'ash, Habadian, Itaziyah, Shathian, Wayatazak, Atham, Zahab, Lasha'ath, Ha Shalakan, verse 16. Waya'ash, Hakoyim, Ashar, Al, Ha Shalakan, Parathua, Wa'ath, Kapathua, Wa'ath, Manapya, Slaki, Manapyathua, Wa'ath, Ha Kwashawath, Ashar, Yasak, Bahan, Zahab, Tawor. Verse 17. Waya'ash, Hamnara, Zahab, Tawor, Makwasha, Asha, Hamnara, Yaraka, Wakwana, Gabayaya, Kapatharia, Wa Parakia, Mamana, Hayawa, verse 18. Wa Shasha, Quanyam, Yatazayam, Yatazayam, Matazaya, Shalasha, Quanya, Manara, Manara, Matazada, Ha'akad, Wa Shalasha, Quanya, Manara, Matazada, Hashanya, verse 19, Kapathar, Wa Parak, Wa Shalasha, Gabayim, Mashaquatim, Baqwana, Akkad, Kapathar, Wa Parak, Khan, Lashashath, Haquanium, Hayataza'ayam, Man, Ha Manara, verse 20, Waba Manara, Arabaya, Gabayim, Mashaquatim, Kapatharia. So Kapatharia. Wa Parakia. Verse 21, last verse. Wa Kapathar. Thakaf. Shanya. Ha. Quanium. Mamana. Wa Kapathar. Thakaf. Shanya. Ha. Quanium. Mamana. wa kapathar, the kaf, shanya, ha quanium, mamana, la shasha, ha quanium, hayataza, salaki, hayataza ayam, mamana. Salati, that shit is going back and forth saying the same thing. All right, that's it on that part. All right. All right, let's get back to it. Where are we at? Verse 15. If you could. You got
That's the book of Exodus, chapter 37, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And he made the staffs of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold to bear the table. And he made the vessels which were upon the table his dishes, and his spoons, his bowls, and his covers, to cover with all of pure gold.
Right. So even the table decorations was all pure gold, and it was decorated, of course, with. I mean, this is fashion. If you ask me, like growing up in the Black community, we know that you got a table for eating, and then you got a table for just decoration. Also, too, I never understood that sometimes, but like the same thing with a couch. You got a couch that you can sit on, and a couch that's just for decoration. It's like, come on, man, like you taking up all this goddamn space in this house. All right, let me sit on that couch. I mean, if you want to put plastic on it, that's fine. Put some damn plastic on it. But shit, like I ain't trying to sit anywhere else. Let me sit on the couch. That's what it's for. It's for sitting. All right, keep going.
And he made the candlestick of pure gold. Of beaten work made he the candlestick. His shaft and his branch, his bowls, his knops, and his flowers were of the same.
Like once again, like also too, like not only is this all just good quality materials, but a lot of it is being created. You know what I mean? Like the staffs are being cut, being shapen. Being shaved down. Like this is hard work. Okay, like back then we didn't have. Okay, the resources that we have today, we didn't have back then. Like everything was really from scratch. Today, you have the option of either scratch or already made. All right, back then, you have to make everything by yourself. So I mean, real estate was damn near a joke back then. I mean, you could buy land and buy property, but you had to build it. All right, you couldn't. It wasn't already there for you. It wasn't like an Airbnb. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And verse 18. And 6 branches going out of the sides thereof, 3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side thereof, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side thereof. Now,
this is talking about a menorah. All right, so about a menorah or a menorah. They are building a candlestick. All right. Now, in the scriptures, you are going to see. You are going to see the keyword candlestick, and of course the context is always going to be different. But like in the scriptures, like in our temple, our candlestick was like it was beautiful. You know what I mean? Like just recently during the Feast of Dedication, which is usually around like December of each year, I recall looking online and seeing just like a big dumb ass menorah or candlestick, and it was just like it was so huge, like it just. Like for example, right? Like this bottom piece was just so huge, and then just the way it was just growing off the table. And I'm like, I know that had to be expensive. I know somebody had to put in long hours to create something like that. You know what I mean? So imagine a big menorah that just sits in the temple, because our temple was big. It wasn't small. You know what I mean? It was very glorious and big. It was lit. It was amazing. And once again, like a few weeks ago, we were just talking about this: the candlestick, the temple, the Ark of the Covenant, and we're now weeks later still talking about it because it's getting into the details. Now, of course, throughout a few chapters, it talks about other things, but it's coming back to how the temple is being built from the ground up, which lets you know that this took time. This didn't happen, like with construction. Their job is to complete a task within months. But this probably took close to years. Ain't no telling. All right, keep going.
Exodus 37 verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
3 bowls made he after the fashion of almonds, and 1 branch a knot and a flower.
Now it's like now instead of talking about the shape, it's talking about the bowls. It's talking about the shape of the candlesticks. Keep going.
And 3 bowls and 3 made like almond, and another branch not in place. So throughout the 6 branches going out of the candlestick, verse 20, and in the candlesticks were 4 bowls made like almonds, its knots and flowers, and a knot under 2 branches of the same, and a knot under 2 branches of the same. And that's what you were saying. They were saying a lot. So like,
saying
the same thing over and over.
Saying it over and over again. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. No, I was going to say throughout the Bible, it's going to do that.
Okay. And a knot, and a knot under 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches going out of it.
Right, and the best thing is like when scriptures does that, you gotta make sure you take your time, because if you're reading fast stuff like that, it's gonna jumble you up. You know what I mean? Because it earlier when I was reading, I'm like what? And so I had to read it like 2-3 times. I'm like, oh okay. I'm like, hold on, let me slow down mentally reading it. You know what I mean? Because I was in a car and I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is that saying? But yeah, so pretty much it's reiterating itself because it's repeating the process of the menorah being created. All right. So let's stop there. Let's go with verse 22 through 28. So now we are going to stop all the way to chapter 38. Chapter 38 verses 13. All right. So yeah. So now the thing is, Sabbath service, we used to read 7 scriptures in the past, but a new order that came out that we have to read like 49 in total. So that's why I'm going through it. All right. So and good thing, I know the Hebrew well enough where we're not here all year. You know what I mean? Because it's not an easy language. Once you haven't really studied all your life, you know what I mean? All we know is fucking English. So yeah. But Exodus chapter 37 verse 22. Kapathar, Yahumwa, Quanathum, Mamana, Hayawa, Kala, Makwasha, Akath, Zahab, Tawar. And some of the verses are very small too, so it's going to be a lot easier for us to run through it. Verse 23. Wayaash, Ath, Barathia, Shabayeth, Wa Malakak, Wa Malakwakia, Wa Makath, Thaya, Zahab, Tawar. Verse 24. Kakar, Zahab, Tawar, Asha, Atha, Wa'ath, Kalya. Verse 28. Wayaash, Ath, Mazabak, Ha Quatazarath, Itaziyah, Shathiam, Amah, Arakwa, Wa'amah, Rakabwa, Rabawai, Wa'amathiam, Quamathwa, Mamanwa, Hayawa. It's like Hayawa, Quaranath Yawa. Verse 26. Wayat Tazat, Athwa, Zahab, Tawar, Ath, Gadwa, Wa'ath, Quayarath Yawa, Sabayah, Wa'ath, Quaranath Yawa, Wayash, Lazar, Zahab, Sabayah. Verse 27. Washathia, Tobiah, Zahab, Aisha, La'ah, Mathakath, Lazarwa, so like Lazarwa, Al, Shathia, Tazaliath, Yawa, Al, Shania, Tazat Yawa, Labadium, Lasha'ath, Athwa, Baham. Verse 28, last verse. Wayaash, Ath, Habadium, Itaziyah, Shathium, Wayatazak, Atham, Zahab. All right. That's on that part. All right. Yeah, you got verse, what is it, verse 22?
22.
You got it.
So like
37 and 22.
Okay, Exodus chapter 37, verse 22. Their knots and their branches were of the same. All of it was one beaten work of pure gold. And he made his 7 lamps and his snuffers and his snuff dishes of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold, he made it and all the vessels thereof. And he made the incense altar of shittim wood. The length of it was a cubit, and the breadth of it was a cubit. It was 4 square, and 2 cubits was the height of it. The horns thereof were of the same. And verse 26, and he overlaid it with pure gold, both to the top of it and the sides thereof round about, and the horns of it also he made unto a crown of gold round about. Verse 27, and he made 2 rings of gold for it under the crown thereof, by 2 corners of it, upon the 2 sides thereof, to be places for the staffs to bear it withal. Verse 28, and he made the staffs of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold.
Right, so he even decorated the staffs as well as decorating everything else. Let me see here. Yeah, so once again, it's still explaining, all the decorations and what was done with it. All right, as far as, and once again, these are all the items that are in the temple, okay, in the holy place. All right, so we are going to get into Exodus chapter 37 verse 29, and then we're going to transition to chapter 38. All right, 1 through 6. Okay, and then you go ahead.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I heard you say Taha War. Is that pure gold?
Yeah. So Taha War means pure.
Pure.
Yeah,
Taha
yeah.
War. Okay.
Yeah, Taha War means pure.
There's a brother in the truth named Taha War, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. I remember that.
Yeah. Captain Taha War. Yeah, Captain Taha War. Yeah, and then you got brothers who have sons by the names of the same name. Taha War. Yeah. Like for example, Quinaya's son, Taha War Kazak, which means pure strength.
Pure strength.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So this is Exodus chapter 37, verse 29. All right. Vaya Ash, Ath, Shaman, Hamashaka, Kodash, Wa'ath, Quatarath, Hassamium, Tawar, Maashah, Raquat. Exodus chapter 38, verse 1. Vaya'ash, Ath, Mazabak, Ha'ila, Itazayah, Shatyam, Kamash, Amawath, Arabwa, Wakamash, Amawath, Rakabwa, Rabawai, Washalash, Amawath, Quamathwa. Verse 2. Waya'ash. Quarath selected. Tongue twister. Quran Nathua. Al. Arabai. Panathua. Mamanawa, Hayawa, Quran Nathua, again, Wayatazak, Athwa,
Nakashath, verse 3. Waya'ash, Ath, Kolya. Hamazabak, Ath. Hasirath, Wa'ath. Hayayim, Wa'ath. Okay. Hamazaraquath, Ath. Hamazalagath, Wa'ath. Hamakath, Kol Yawad, Ashah, Nakashath, verse 4. Waya'ash, Lamazabak, Makabar, Mayashah, Rashath, Nakashath, Thakath, Karkabia, it's like Karkabua, Malata, I, Katazayawa, verse 5. Wayatazak, Arabai, Tabayath, Arabai, Hakwatazawath, Lamakabar, Hanakashat, Bathium, Labatium, verse 6, last verse. Waya'ash, Ath, Habadium, Itaziyah, Shatium, Wayatazak, Atham, Nakashath, and that's it on that. All right. Every once in a while, it do get a little tricky. You got it though. So verse 29, and then go into chapter 38.
Go to 6.
Huh?
Go to verse 6 after that. Okay.
Yeah. Verse 29.
Exodus chapter 37, verse 29. And he made the holy anointing oil and the pure incense of sweet spices, according to the work of the apothecary.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Exodus chapter 38, verse 1. And he made the altar of burnt offerings of shittim wood. 5 cubits was the length thereof, and 5 cubits the breadth thereof. It was 4 square, 3 cubits the height thereof, and 3 cubits the height thereof. So like verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he made the horns thereof on the 4 corners of it. The horns thereof were of the same, and he overlaid it with brass. Verse 3. And he made all the vessels of the altar, the pots, the shovels, and the basins, and the flesh hooks, and the fire pans, and the vessels thereof made of brass. And he made for the altar a brazen grate of network under the compass thereof, beneath unto the midst of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he cast 4 rings for the 4 ends of the grate of brass to be placed for the staves. Verse 6. And he made the staves of shittim wood and overlaid them with brass.
Now, once again, also to the reason why it's repeating itself over and over is because it's literally like, think of a TV show like Home Improvement, right? Those shows where people are getting a makeover over their house. If you watch those TV shows very closely, they are going to kind of repeat themselves of what is going to be done on this wall, that wall, all the decorations. So that's pretty much what's happening right here. It's explaining all the things that are being made and created, and where it's going to be placed and what's going to be done with it. Okay. All right. So that's what's happening. So if you keep saying it like, okay, it already mentioned that, why does it keep repeating it over and over? It's because once again, the Most High is he's very detail oriented. All right, and if you don't know that by now, I mean, you don't know the history. You don't know, the scriptures. Okay, that's all the way to 6, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the official last 7 is going to be 7 through 13. 7 through 13. Okay. All right. Yep. So let's get it. All right, going back into the Hebrew. This is Exodus chapter 38, verse 7. Waya ba'a, waba'a, Salaya, waya ba'a, ath, habayim, batabayith, al, tazalayith, hamazabak, lasha'ath, athwa, baham, nabawab, lakaf, Aisha, Athwa, verse 8. Vaya Ash, Ath. Hakiyawar, Nakashath, Wa'ath, Kanwa, Nakashath, Bamarath, Tazaba'ath, Ashar, Tazaba'awa, Pathak, Ahol, Mawa'ai, verse 9, Waya Ash, Ath, Katazar, Lapa'ath, Nagab, Vayamana, Chalaya, Hakatazar, Shasha, Mashazar, Ma'ah, Ba'ama, verse 10, Amawad Yahum, Ashariam, Wa'adan Yahum, Ashariam, Nakasha, Wawaya, Ha'amadium, Wakashak Yahum, Kasak, verse 11. Walapa'ath, Tazapawan, Ma'ah, Ba'ama, Amawat Yahum, Ashariam, what was that? What died? What? Oh, it's like what Danya. It's like what Danya Hum, Ashariam, Nakashah, Wawaya, Amawatium, what Kashak Yahum, Kasak, verse 12. Them damn last ones were them long ass words. Walapa'ath, Yum, Kwala'ayim, Kamashim, Ba'ama, Amawat Yahum, Asherah, Wa'adan Yahum, Asherah, Wawaya, Hamawatiyam, Wakashak Yahum, Kasak, verse 13, last verse. Walapa'ath, Quadma, Mazarakah, Kamashim, Ama, and that's it for everything. All right. All right, you go ahead and finish it off, verses 7 through 13.
So I log off, y'all get it back, right?
You got it.
Book of Exodus, chapter 38, verse 7. And he put the staffs into the rings on the side of the altar to bear it withal. He made the altar hollow with boards. Verse 8. And he made the ladder, or he made the, how you pronounce that word? The laver?
The ladder, yep.
He made the laver of brass, and the foot of it of brass. Of the looking glasses of the women and assembling, which assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 9. And he made the court on the south side, southward. The hangings of the court were of fine twined linen, and fine twined linen 100 cubits. Verse 10. Their pillars were 20, and their brass and sockets 20. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets were of silver. Verse 11. And for the north side, the hangings were in 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20. Their sockets of brass 20. The hoops of the pillars and their fillets of silver. Verse 12. And for the west side were hanging of 50 cubits. Their pillars 10. Their sockets 10. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. Verse 13. And for the east side, eastward 50 cubits.
Oh, my bad. I'm so used to going to 14.
Oh, yeah.
But nah, come on, slap it up. All right. Okay. So with that being said, that's it on that. Next week we are going to get into leave off of Exodus chapter 38 and going into most likely chapter 39 and 40. All right. So with that being said, I imagine, which means to stand. We are going to get into the prayers. All right. Okay. All right. Excuse me, so like I'm not that best on the horn, but you know, but yeah, get it. All right. What? All right. So, and now this is the east, by the way. All right. All right. All right. So, all right. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Okay. I'll repeat after me the best way that you can. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Akodash. Hayah. Shukah. Yahweh. Malak Waka. Taba'ah. Ratazaki. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazak. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalah. Lanawa. Kabawa. Nawa. Kasalah. Nawa. Kabawa. Yanawa. Wala'ah. Taba'ah. By a son. So like Banasaya 1. Abal. Habashanawa. Mayan. Rad. Kaya. Lakah. Amalakwa. Wala Wata Parah. La Awalanyan. Aman. In the English, our Father. Which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us for our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen. Hakak. Power in the English. It's like Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Babakashah. Nathalanahu. Hakak. La'apa'ah. Karmakalah. Hakak.
Hakak,
Latahar,
Atahar,
Hamakazarian,
Hamakazarian,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahaku,
Lahaki,
Hamaki,
Malaki,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Arakawa,
Arawakawa,
Hatsama Allah,
Kasam Allen,
Lagarishan,
Agarish,
Bashem,
Bashim,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Tawada,
the Wala,
Aman.
Aman,
In the English, Yahweh. In
Yahweh.
the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The
power,
power to heal all manner of sickness
power to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to cleanse the lepers,
The power to raise the dead.
powers to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean spirits,
To cast them out.
to cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashem.
Bashem,
Yahushua.
Yahushua,
Barak Lanawa.
Rakdanawa,
Wayasha'ala.
Wayasha'ala,
Wahabayah.
Wahabayas,
Saparius.
Saparian,
Barak.
Barak,
Bashem.
Bashem,
Yahushua.
Yahushua,
Tawada.
the Wala,
Aman.
Aman.
All right, in the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us
in Yasha'ala,
in Yasha'ala,
in the school,
in the school,
in the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahari,
Alahari,
Ma'ayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azari,
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 Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Hawa,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Waratazah,
Aratazah,
Ayathan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Samawat,
Rabok,
Ragok,
Ayanawam,
Island One,
Shamarka,
Shamarkum,
Kana,
Kana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Ayashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tzazar,
Tazar,
Ayad,
Ayan,
Yamyam,
Yanyank,
Yabamam,
Yabamam,
Hashamash,
Hashalah,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Vayarab,
Ayawah,
Alayala,
Ayalayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makara,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Afapash,
Afapash,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'atha,
that's a Akna,
Wabawatha,
Wabawat,
Mayatha,
Mayata,
I will Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills.
into the hills,
From whence cometh my help?
for what's come my help.
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help coming from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He would not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He would not step thy foot to be moved, or
Yeah.
suffer thy foot to be moved. So like,
No, you good. He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
he that keepeth me will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber or sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy
The
keeper.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall reserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall reserve thee from all evil.
He shall reserve thy soul.
He shall reserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall reserve thy going out
The Lord shall reserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming
From
in.
this time forth
For this time forth
and you forevermore.
and forevermore.
So like, more. Is it a little hot in here too?
That's why I took my sweater off there.
Do you mind going into the closet and turning the knob the opposite way? Yeah, it's gonna be towards this wall right here. You can turn it, the opposite way all the way. So lucky for that. All right, Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Al-Ka, Al-Takarash, Al-Tashakwa,
Well, that's your car.
Kayahana,
Kayakana,
Awabyaka,
Olakika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka,
Imaka,
Yarayama,
Yariyamu,
Sawada,
Sawana,
Wayatha,
Wayata,
Yatazawa,
Yaitazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Altazapawanyaka,
Amaru,
Amaru,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Unakakidam,
Olakakidam,
Maboya,
Maboya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya, Kaya,
Kayam,
Nawai-Tazawa,
Nawayatazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakabwa,
Aryaka,
Ayaka,
Baryath,
Baryath,
Yakarakwa,
Yakarath,
Ahoya,
Aboya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashamai,
Wayashama,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Moa'aba,
Muba'ara,
Wagaria,
Walagardi,
Gabal,
Wabal,
Waimawan,
Alawam,
Waimalak,
Amalak,
Halasha,
Alasha,
I'm Yashab,
Am Yashab,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashur,
Gum Ashur,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa, Zerwai,
Zawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya, Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasiyah,
Kasiyah,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Yabian,
Banakor,
Manakor,
Koyashuan,
Koyashawan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamagwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Da'ara,
Hayawah,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Adama,
Shethamwa,
Shetamwa,
Nadab Yatmawa,
Nadab, Yamawa,
Kaira,
Kairan,
Wakazabah,
Wakazabah,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakazazor, Manai,
Wakazazar, Benai,
Khan Asiakamwa,
Call Asinia Kama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amaru,
Amara,
Narashah,
Narisha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af, Na'awa,
Naawa,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahayad,
Alahaya,
Shethamwa,
Tamwa,
Kogogala,
Tagawa,
Kokwash,
Wakwash,
Lapanya,
Napanya,
Rawaka,
Rawaka,
Ka'ash,
Kaash,
Sabiri Ira,
Sabari Ara,
Wa Kalaba,
Wakalaba,
Kalahat,
Kalaha,
Harm,
Ham,
Sinsalaki, Harium,
Harium,
Khan,
Khan,
Faradapma,
Karadak,
Basarika,
Wasadaka,
Mabasa,
Labas,
Wapaka,
Wapap,
Talahum,
Talaham,
Mala'ah,
Mala'a,
Panyahum,
Panyaham,
Palawan,
Walawan,
Wayapakwashla,
Pasha,
Shikah,
Shika,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashla,
Pasha,
Waya,
Waya,
Wahawa,
Wahawa,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Maya,
Parwa,
Sapara,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abaka,
Waya,
Maya,
Na'aywa,
Iowa,
Kiyatha,
Sayita,
Shikah,
Shika,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Baka,
Abaka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Al, Call,
Call,
Haratazah.
Paratazah.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence of Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O Yahweh.
He not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
the enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And that they that hate thee, they lifted up their head.
They are taking crafty counsel against thy people.
And taking crafty counsel against thy people.
And consult against thy hidden ones.
And consult against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
let us cut them off of being a nation.
let's cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yasha Allah
At the name of Yasha Allah,
may be no more in remembrance.
maybe no more
For
remembrance.
they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consult together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against you.
The tabernacles of Edom
The Chabanites of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the
and
Ishmaelites,
Moab,
the
and
Moab,
Hagarians,
the Hagarians,
Gabal,
Cabal,
and Ammon,
Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also joined with them.
Ashur also shone with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot,
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
doing to them as unto the Midianites,
doing to them as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as the Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to
as
Javan,
the brook of Kisan,
as the brook of Kisan,
which spirits at Endor.
as Parasite Endor.
They became as dung for the earth,
They became as gum for the earth,
make their nobles like a rib,
making, I think it's Salah.
make their nobles
Make your nobles
like Orib,
like Orib,
and like Zeb,
like Zeb,
yea,
yea,
are the princes as Zabah,
all the princes as Abba,
and as Zamunah,
as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
house of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
Hold my power,
Hold my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as a stove before the wind,
as he stole before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flames set the mountains on fire.
as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest. So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy
with
tempest,
thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with
that
shame.
they may seek thy name.
Let me seek thy name,
O Lord,
O Lord.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let it be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish,
let them be put to shame and perish,
that men may know that thou,
that they may know it. So like,
it's all my bad, it's like, I speak a little fast. That men may know that thou,
that men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name is alone is Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
throughout all the earth.
All right, this is the last one right here, shorter. ISUK power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
all things living.
Yahweh, in
Yahweh,
the name of Yahweh
in
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shah.
listen to us now. You got it. Listen to us now.
Listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and
and
curses,
punishment and destruction
and punishment and
to the
destruction
heathen
to the heathen
that speak
that
against
speak
us,
against us,
like prophets,
thy
the
prophets,
teachers,
the
the
teachers,
princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the
the
priests,
Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers
in the school.
in the school.
Send evils and curses,
evils and curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
that shake
the
loose
treasure of the rich of Israel,
the treasure of the rich of Israel,
that refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter into thy sanctuary,
to enter into thy
to
sanctuary,
evils and curses,
to evils and
and
curses,
punishment and destruction
punishment and
to
destruction
the Edomites,
to the Edomites
and the nations,
and the nations,
and their drug
and
dealers,
the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
court system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic
the
Church,
Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux
Ku
Klan,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Posse Comitazi,
Posse
the
Comitazi,
gay movement,
the gay
the
movement,
lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
works of witchcraft,
works of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
in the airways,
in the airways,
give us access channels,
give us access
and
channels,
radio channels,
radio channels,
convict the spirit
make the spirit
of any of thy people
from any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us,
seek to stop
and
us
bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathens
to all the
that
heathen
stand in the way
that stand in the way,
and try to stop us
try to stop us
from broadcasting your words
from broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet
Let
Earth,
loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro
to and fro,
through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
and the murderer.
and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai,
Let Yahweh Shai,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and
come
Gabriel
down to find saucers,
come down and flying
punish
saucers,
all the heathens
punish all the
that
heathens
come up against us
that come up against
as
us
we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all. Cause it to be known by all.
Called it to be known by all.
That is the angels that have done it.
That is the angel that done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media,
Cause it to be spread through the media
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, star, which means to turn to face me. All right, give me a second here. Next thing we're gonna do is salute out.
Say you're gonna be a soldier, man. Brought you to the army.
All right. Salaki. I'm gonna fix that up later. Okay. All right. All right, so now we're gonna salute. All right. All right, man, Israel, Amajim.
Imagine,
Yeah. So, my Shabbat,
imagine Shabbat,
Amajim,
imagine
Barak,
Barak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Barak,
Barak,
Athah.
Atah.
All right. And then Yazamatat, hands to your side. And then we're gonna do it again for the sisters, all right? So, like for example, let's say sisters are right here. Y'all would just turn. Sar means to turn. So, actually, so the Ma'ajim and my Shabbat, I say that one. But once I say Barak, then you say the salute. All right. So, no, you all good. Ma'ajim, my Shabbat. Ma'ajim, Barak,
Barak,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Al,
Al,
Athah,
Atah,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Yazmatah.
Yazmatah.
All right, hands to your side. Class dismissed.
Yazmatah means hand to the side.
Hands to your side. So
Stand.
yeah, I imagine is you're standing at rest. I imagine Shabbat. You step out. I imagine back to rest. Barak, of course, means blessed. Yad Matah. Yad Matah just means Yad means hand in Hebrew. Yad Matah means your hand is on your side, which is at rest. Yeah, no, that's what. Trust me, I'll go over this.